Hello, Tony's here. I'm sharing some trade examples on the signals that are generated um, by the sentiment indicator. So as I mentioned in the previous video, there are two types of signals. One is volume divergence, and the other one is sentiment divergence. So the way they are working. The sentiment divergence signals appears after 3 bars, and the volume divergence appears after 5 bars. So in this example, the sentiment divergence signals shows here now, but so the signal appears after 3 candles. So in this one, on this bullish candle, that's where the signal appears. So in this case, you will be looking at what the retail traders are doing. Ideally, you will be, when there's a bearish divergence, you will be looking at the retail traders are increasing in their long positions, and then you will be looking for sell. So in this example, if you look at this, so the sentiment divergence signals, which appeared 3 candles next to it, which will be here, and then at this point, if I looking down here, I see that what happened in here. So the long momentum increasing in the market, as are drawing in green histograms or bars, and retail traders increasing their long sentiment. So this is, and Z score is also below the short trend sentiment. So this is a valid signal to enter sell, which went up to 100 pips. So on today's signals, when retail traders are massively short, at their max out points, we've got double signals in here. One is bullish. Both are bearish divergence on volumes and on sentiment. But what happened in here, starting of the day, this is 12 midnight, starting of the day, retail traders are increasing in their short positions on gold. So I won't be interested in selling the market at all, and even the time when the signals are generated. So if you look at this is where it shows us now. So if I zoom in so you can see it clearly, sorry about that. So the signals now it shows on this red candle. So, but we see the signals on this candle 3 bars later. That is for the bearish divergence. So at this time, yes, I see the Z score is below the short sentiment, and then I see momentum is coming in, but this trend, this push up, is just started changing the sentiment in that day trading, and I don't see at this point of retail traders are increasing in the long sentiments. So they kept it down. If you look at the green line, it's just coming down. So this is a reverse signal where you can take this signal as a long signal rather than a sell signal. So where you could take this buy signal rather than selling the market, because retail traders are coming in hot in their short sentiments. I believe there was another one on Euro USD and GBP USD. Let's look at both. Yes, this is another one. So on Euro USD, that's 12 midnight, and then when market opens, we've got double signals, short bearish divergence and volume divergence. So the bearish divergence shows in here, and the signal appears 3 bars later, which is here. And then at this time, I can see that retail traders are increasing their longs, which they already crossed over at this candle. They crossed over. The momentum is bullish as well, and then later on, the retail traders increased their long position massively, and then price dropped by 67, 68 pips. Similar thing on GBP USD. So if I open GBP USD, we've got the volume divergence and bearish divergence. So the volume divergence appears after 5 candles, and the bearish divergence appears after 3 candles. So at the time, so when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the bearish volume divergence appears here, and the bearish divergence signal on the sentiment appears on this candle, on this red candle. So that's a double signal. Both signals, what I'm seeing at the bottom, retail traders. So I see Z score is already below the short sentiment trend line, and the long sentiment, if you look at here, long sentiment is bouncing and increasing and increasing. So at this time, both are valid sell signals, which could generate 85 pips for the day. I don't want to only show down the perfect signals, those signals that are working, because the signals are not the best. And as I mentioned earlier, this indicator should not be treated as buy-sell signals, but the system generates signals, so you have to analyze and how to use it. So if we are looking at Euro NZD, let's see Euro NZD. Yes. So let's analyze this together. So the market today opened, that's 12 midnight. I want to see. So that's what I usually do. 12 midnight. Yeah. Okay. What I'm seeing, 12 midnight, when market open, retail traders are. So what the dashboard tells me? The dashboard tells me today is ranging. So I would be expecting a range market. I don't see any trend in here. Yeah. So if the dashboard tells me there's some bear in the market, so bearish. The sell side is stronger than the bullish side of the market, but mostly on range market. And what I see on the sentiments, I see that retail traders are net short. So, and then the trend line, the red trend line, which shows me retail trader also are long, and I've got a max out at 9:30 in the morning. So that's where we saw a bearish divergence. Yeah. So let's look at this. This is where the bearish divergence shows up right here. This is where it appears 3 candles later. Now you see here, but then that's in real time. You see it right there. So what I see, I don't see any bullishness at this time coming in the market to see if I can buy. There's a minimal change in the momentum to go in there. If you take this trade as saying that retail traders are net short and I'm not going short, I'm taking a buy position in here, and just followed by the signal on the sentiment itself, that you will be false, because you need to look at the rest of the companies and read them. Clearly, the Z score is just moving up and down between the two sentiments, so that is also another indicator that the market is ranging today. And at the time when I see the signal, do I see any increase in retail sentiments long? No. Sorry, increase in their shorts? No. Well, I see retail traders are increasing in the long positions, but where? Roughly like here, where I could see, okay, the retail traders are increasing in their longs, and I see a massive reduction in their shorts, which I wouldn't be bothering myself taking this trade. If you've taken, as I said, solely on the signals and trying to buy and go against the major color change, which is red, it will be false, and that will be a loss signal. So the signals are very good. Any other instrument? Let's look at Bitcoin. If we can analyze Bitcoin together, yes, let's do it. Why not? Where is 12 midnight? This is 12 midnight. This is a perfect example on Bitcoin. Let's see. So the signal shows right here, the bearish sentiment divergence. We will be seeing this 3 bars later, exactly at this bullish candle. So at this time, when I see the signal, the divergence was here, and then 3 candles later, what the retail traders done. Momentums, short, sentiment, massive shorts coming in, switching in their in their positions, closing longs and entering shorts, and the trend line is already crossed as well. So this is a perfect signal to go against the retail traders, to go long, and that's a lot of pips. I hope the signals are clear. So I will be sharing more videos. See you in the next one.